Hi. I wanted to make like a super casual, quick video of one of these tier maker things. I made this romance trope tier maker thing over here. I think there are like plenty of them that someone else has made, but I wasn't sure if you're allowed to use them or not, and also like I wanted to have some things that I didn't find in all of them, or like compile things from different tier makers, and this is what I got basically. I'll try to do this quickly, um, hoping to be less than 10-minute long video, so let's just get started. So like I said, these are romance tropes, and first one here is misunderstandings. I'm gonna put it in I enjoy it. I know a lot of people actually like really hate misunderstandings as a trope, but I don't mind it. I think it makes sense. It's hard to be honest with someone you really like. You're afraid of getting hurt, or you've had bad experiences, so that colors the way you interpret someone else's actions. So I don't mind it unless it's like really stupid misunderstandings. Hurt comfort. I'm not the biggest hurt comfort fan, and I think this is more of a fan fiction trope than a romance book trope, so I guess I'll put it in It Won't Ruin the Book for me, because it's not really that big of a trope in like published romances, but I like it. It's not that big a deal for me. Secret identities. It won't ruin the book for me, but in romance novels, secret identities can get kind of annoying, especially if it is kind of obvious that the other character should really be able to figure out what's going on, but they don't. I like secret identities more in like sci-fi and fantasy, but if it's a trope for a romance novel, it has to be done really well for me to enjoy it. Love triangles, I don't like them, just no. Especially in like if it's like the love triangle that's most famous, that there's a one lady and then two guys. I just don't want to even see or hear about it anymore. It's different if it's like a queer relationship. I might be more lenient towards it, but it still wouldn't be something I would want to read. Multiple lives or someone being reborn. This is, I don't know how popular trope this is in romance. This might also be more of a like a fanfic trope, or maybe like, yeah, I don't know where this would be on the popularity chart, but I don't mind it. It's fine. It's kind of can be fun if it's done right. I've ran into this a couple of times in different dammei, like Chinese web novels, and there it's done really well and I've enjoyed it, but I haven't really read it in like Western books that much, so I don't have a lot of experience. Second chances. It won't ruin the book for me, but it's not something I really look out for either. Again, like in queer books, this might be good. Like they broke up because of something, like one of them wasn't ready to come out, or there was family drama or something like that, and then they meet later when they're both in a more secure place in their lives. That could be really good. Identity porn. I guess this goes to the same as secret identity. This works more, I think, in fan fiction than it does work in like actual published romance. But identity issues, like hiding, like you're something else and then you tell the other person you're something else, I think that's one of those causes of drama that I don't really enjoy in books anyway. Forbidden love, I avoid it, like the Romeo and Juliet trope and anything coming from that. I don't, it's not for me. Workplace romance, it's kind of meh. I don't really enjoy it. I don't look forward for it particularly, but I guess it's a better trope than some for getting the couple together that they work in the same industry or are colleagues or whatever. Polyamory, yes, please. I would love to read a lot more of it. It's too rare, in my opinion. Historical, love it. It's like one of my favorite tropes. Insta-love, I would not read it. I think this might be more of a trope in heterosexual romance novels, maybe, or YA or something. I haven't ran into it much, but as an idea, it sounds very, very silly. I don't really want to read about that. Baby acquisition, I really like that. Like they somehow have a baby they have to take care of together. I think a good example of this is the movie Life as We Know It, where they have to take care of a kid that their like siblings die in a car accident or something, or their friends. I think they were like friends. They had friends who were a couple. They had a kid. They died in a car accident, and then this guy and this woman have to like move into their house and then take care of the baby. I really like that. I'm kind of easy for that kind of story. Fantasy, sci-fi, I'm gonna say I enjoy it. If I haven't read that much romance that was like set in a fantasy world. It's more of like a fanfic trope that I've read it more in. But I think the problem is that you run into the issue of romance novels usually are quite short, and then you don't have that much time to do the world building that sci-fi or fantasy needs. So I guess it would work better in a series of books. Secret Air, I'll say I avoid it. It's just not for me, really. Amnesia. Oh no, I'm already 7 minutes in and I have so many left. I have to be quicker. Amnesia, it's okay. Not the biggest fan of it. It can be fun, done right. A good girl, bad boy. No, I don't want to read that. Maybe if it was a good boy, bad girl, that would be a lot more interesting. And then if it's a good girl, bad girl, yes. And then bad boy, good boy, maybe not. Just the bad boy in general is not something I enjoy a lot. Arranged marriage, yes please, I love it. One of my favorite tropes. Loss of virginity, it won't ruin the book for me, but if it's done in a kind of a weirdly fetishizing manner, like the love interest or whoever is the virgin, if the other person is like really into the idea of being the first and whatever, I don't like that. But if it's just something they explore together, then that's fine. Age gap, I don't like big age gaps, like 5 years. I think 10 is my maximum, but even then it has to be like one is 30, one is 40, but if it's one is 20, one is 30, like no, I don't like it. Fake dating, yes, just like arranged marriage. These are some of my favorite tropes ever. Enemies to lovers, I avoid it. I don't like the dynamic usually. Just bickering and hating each other and then suddenly somehow getting together. I just don't understand how, if you really honestly don't like someone, how can you then actually start to love them? Unless it's because of misunderstandings, then I can kind of see it, but otherwise no. If you have a good reason that you hate someone, I really don't see how you ever could become like a couple. Power imbalance, I don't like it. Just no. Like it can be fun in like sexual terms, like if it's just like a kink they have, but if one of them is like I don't know, one of them is the boss and one of this is like the secretary or whatever, or one of them like some kind of power over the other person, I don't really like it. Pining, yes please, I love it. Give all of it to me. Friends to lovers, yes, I'm a friends to lovers person. That's kind of my chef's kiss trope or whatever. Abduction to love, I mean, I know this can get really problematic, and there's a lot of like tropes in within this that can be really harmful, but if it's not, if it doesn't go there, if it's well written, I actually enjoy that. um yeah, I don't mind it within certain parameters, as long as it doesn't get into like abduction or rape stuff or anything. Like, not abduction, obviously there will be abduction, but like if it doesn't go over those lines of consent, I'm okay with it. Learning to trust, yes, I love this. One of them has suffered something, and then the other person slowly shows them that they're worth their trust. I love that. Opposites attract, yeah, that's okay for me. If they're like different kinds of personalities and they can learn from each other or whatever, it's fun. Forced proximity, meh, meh, it's fine. Battle couple, yeah, that's fun. I like them like being badasses together. Abusive past, I think this is kind of hard to avoid in like queer books, because often they have had some kind of abuse in their past, and it won't ruin the book for me. But in general, I want to read happy, uplifting stories. So if the abusive past or even the abusive present is the main source of like struggle for the characters, then I just don't, I want to read happy love stories for queer people. Emotionally stunted characters, I enjoy it. Like, Spock is my favorite character. One of my favorite characters of all time. I like that. As long as they slowly find those people they can show their emotions to, or they can kind of learn to let go and that sort of stuff. It's fun. Grumpy main character changes because of love. It's fine. It's not really for me. Love interest pretends not to care for the main character. I like that, as long as the reasons are good. It can be fun for the drama and like misunderstandings, that sort of thing. So I like it. Slow burn, yes please. That's for me. I love a good slow burn. What I've noticed in published romance is that they usually have sex pretty early in the story. And for me, I guess I'm just used to the sex being at the end of the book as like one of those things you really look forward to. And then when it finally happens, you're like, yes, they got together, finally, they had sex. So yeah, slow burn, very good for me. Billionaire Millionaire, I avoid it. It's not really a trope for me. I used to really like these stories when I was like a teenager, and used to read like Harley Quinn books, like the rich guy saving the woman from poverty or whatever. And it can still be okay, but it's not a favorite trope anymore, definitely. Main character is an asshole because of reasons. I'll put it here. It won't ruin the book for me, but the reasons need to be really good for me to just put up with an asshole character in general. Social status difference. This is kind of the same as there was like one for power imbalance or something. Yeah, I put it here. Social status difference is not quite as bad. Like, if like one of them is a famous person and one of them is like a normal person or whatever, that's fine by me, I think, because they're not, the power imbalance isn't like linear, they're more like horizontally different than being actually on top of each other, if that makes any sense. Oh, I have slow burn twice, but yeah, it still goes up there. Vampires, werewolves, I guess I have to put it, I enjoy it because I've read vampire and werewolf stories and I've enjoyed them. And last, soulmates. It won't ruin the book for me, I think, but this is more of a fanfic trope than actual like romance trope, so I guess it kind of depends how it's done. But this would go into like insta love. Like, there are things that, yeah, I guess I'll put it, I avoid it, because like in romance novels, I don't think soulmates is as interesting as it is in fan fiction. But yeah, that was my video of romance tropes I enjoy. I was looking more at these mostly from like queer romance perspective, because I don't really read any straight straight romances anymore. I just don't find it very interesting. But it's still got to be 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna wrap up. If someone watched it all the way here, thanks for watching. If you wanna comment on how you differ, on what kind of romance tropes you enjoy, please leave a comment. I'd love to read it. And if you make videos about queer romance books, I would love to follow you, so you could promote yourself in the comments if you make that kind of videos, or if you know someone who makes videos like that, you could send a comment in my way so I could follow them. But thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. Bye!